Yeah, we're
From the
two. Yeah, we're in 2 hours in the future. God damn, I just ruined the joke. Yeah, Doc is such a character, man. Like he had 3 movies, but I feel like his character was I don't know. They could have used him for other stuff or like a TV show, but then again, I don't know.
Oh, like spin-offs and all
Spin-offs.
that. Right.
I know, he's such a good character,
Yeah.
and I can see why Rick and Morty, like Rick.
Oh, God, yeah.
They did it well too. But yeah, so I watched it before, but the ending makes a lot more sense now, but it's still kind of confusing.
Okay.
Like so they went in the new future where his dad was heaps successful. So his dad would have spoken to a past version of Marty.
I know.
But he another question I have is this the first time that Marty went back in time? And when he saw himself again do it, that was the second time it happened. Because I had in my mind, is this an infinite thing?
Yeah, the infinite loop.
Because it's like everything had to happen how it was for to be where it is now.
Yeah.
So it would have had to have happened infinitely, especially when because the father. So then their father would have spoken to his son 30 years ago, and to teach him confidence, to be the confident person today, right?
I guess, but you're forgetting that when we first started this film, George and Lorraine are 2 completely different people to the George and Lorraine we see at the end of the film. If your theory is that it's a continuous loop, they would never be different.
Yeah, so exactly. So it was the first time.
Arguably the first time.
So yeah, that answered that. It's like, okay, it was the first time he went back from the past or whatever. But the dad is confident now, but he learnt to be confident because of Marty.
Yeah.
But Marty, so his dad would have been like, hey, you look like that kid I met 30 years ago. Like exactly like that kid. You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't there be some coincidences? Or is it...
Family Guy already covered that as a joke.
Oh, I see.
You remember that guy called Marty? Isn't it funny that our third son looks just like Marty? Who's also named Marty?
Yeah. And the Doc thing, where Doc already knew all this was going to happen. Because
Maybe.
Doc has that note.
Yes.
Was that a note from Marty 30 years ago warning him?
It was always unclear to me, that note that he pulls out. I think it was the one he tore up, but then I thought he patched it back together because it looks all ruffly, but it's hard to know if that's just because of like the weather of time or if he literally, the note that he tore up, he pasted it all back together.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
That made me think it was an infinite loop.
Okay.
Because if Marty gave him that note 30 years ago, that means he knew. That means there was a Marty from the future that went past to him.
So the Doc at the beginning that we thought died, you think he already had the bulletproof vest and he was already aware of it. Okay. Fair enough.
Well, that's what, because this exact same events happened where he gets shot and then Marty's like takes off in the car again to redo that loop.
Yeah.
But the current timeline that already happened before because Doc knew it was going to happen from a 30 previous version.
Right, okay. The more you look into it, the more loopholes you will find.
No, I'm not saying it's a loophole.
Yeah.
No, that's a thing. That's the interesting thing. I don't think it's a loophole. I just think it's something to reflect on.
Gotcha.
So it seems like it's something that infinitely happened. Like the parents today, the parents in the start of the movie probably weren't the parents the
first time around.
The first time around. Maybe they just keep changing over and over and over again.
Okay.
It's a new future. But yeah,
it's such a science conundrum to look into. It's hard to like know where to start talking about and where to end about talking about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, has it happened before? Is that the first time it's happened? But anyway, that's more of a discussion type thing.
And we're watching Marty go through like the 1200th time. Who knows?
Yeah, so that's something I'd like to know.
Yeah, fair enough. The science theorem behind it. Yeah, well, those questions don't really get answered in the second film. They really just stack on a bunch of more questions because the science theorem kind of contradicts itself with what happens in this film. Because, like you said, Marty and Doc, or more so Marty, altered their time, right? Mm-hmm. But Marty has no recollection of that life. You know what I mean? He has no recollection that his brother's successful and wears a suit to the office, that his sister has a bunch of boyfriends, that, you know, his father and mother are very happy together and very successful. So does that mean that he is not the real Marty? Does that mean that he's like a foreign Marty? And where's the actual Marty that lives with them and all that stuff?
And that was my question,
Yeah.
was what type of time travel is it? Is it the one timeline or the multiple timelines?
Alternating
I think
ones.
it is the alternate, where it makes a new timeline of a different version of himself, but his version left just in time as Marty was entering.
Right.
Like when Doc got shot, the current timeline, Marty left in the DeLorean when his new version came. So it actually kind of makes a perfect loop.
Cool, but to me, there's a contradiction because that Marty went back in time and the new Marty came to the present. So where was Marty between when he was born to modern time? Where was that Marty?
Oh, yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Because their brother and sister know Marty, but he doesn't recognize them, so to speak, because it's a completely different version of his siblings. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you watch the movie Predestination, it goes through that
Okay.
exact thing, and the same thing happens there.
Okay.
And apparently that's a very accurate representation of time travel. But this movie did it here as well, where you go back in time and you actually meet a different version of yourself,
You meet a different version. of yourself.
or you see a different version of yourself.
Okay.
But yeah, it's it's really complicated.
Yeah,
but
of course.
I think it lines up. I think it lines up. It's just very. There's a lot to it.
By the end of it, the movie has to somehow make sense, even if it doesn't make sense, right? It's like, and
But
like,
I'm not sure if it does or doesn't make sense. But I think
I mean, the more you read into it, you'll find contradictions, and especially after the second one. The second one is my absolute favorite.
Oh, really?
Because it takes the chaos to a whole new level, but it also contradicts its own time travel system. All right, and once we get to that, you'll probably catch out straight away because it calls itself out as well, which makes it even more fun. And it's like, but you just said that, but the first film, and this happened, that happened. So how does that make sense? In the end, it's the fun ride, right? It's a roller coaster without gravity.
Yeah. Like, man, this movie, the whole way through, was just entertaining.
Yeah.
Every scene, there's
So
like
awesome.
something to laugh at
Yeah.
or some that was wholesome. Yeah, so
bro.
Spielberg directed it.
No, he produced.
Oh,
it.
he produced it.
Yeah, it was Robert Zemeckis who also did
Okay.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Castaway, a bunch of Contact, a lot of films that go beyond the borders of belief, but also can also be in the reality of science, especially Contact. Forrest Gump, forgot that one.
Well, so Spielberg was a producer even back then.
Jesus. Yeah,
I thought he only became I thought after like all those movies, then he became a producer.
Nah, he was growing because he basically was the rights to like the certain studios like Universal and Amblin Entertainment.
Because he did Jaws in 77 or something.
75.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I guess wow. In 85, Spielberg was already
The biggest thing. in Hollywood.
You look at him now, he still looks like he's like 52.
Yeah, man.
Like he went back in time or something.
Yeah, he probably is a time traveler. Yeah,
Makes you
man.
think I'm young. If he was like already where he was at 85. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. That whole decade, because yeah, but you gotta give props to Marty and Doc. Like the film, the whole cast, but like the key central figures is Doc and Marty, J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. The film wouldn't work if it was a wrong cast choice. And at one point in history, it may have been a different actor that was playing Marty McFly. I'm going on a brain fart, but they actually originally casted a different actor.
Robert De Niro.
No. That would have been friggin' interesting if De Niro played Doc. I'm going.
I was going to say Marty.
Can you imagine De Niro as Doc? That would be like way too intense.
Too much.
Oh my god, we're like, hey, future boy.
Yeah, if it was like a Future Boy, if it was more of a noir type time travel,
Oh my god.
I guess that'll make more sense. But no, it was the perfect casting.
Yeah.
Was he in many films after or before?
Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in a lot of stuff in the 80s, and he was on a sitcom with Danny DeVito, where it was like a taxi cab kind of sitcom. I can't remember the name of it. But no, he had a big few hits. He was the villain in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and that character still terrifies the crap out of me even now. Even though it looks goofy and kooky, but you know, you probably recognize there was a guy in the black suit with a top hat and the reflective glasses, and then he takes them off, and you realize he's a Looney Tune character.
Yeah.
His eyes go bulging.
That movie always wigged me out.
Yeah,
'cause I'm
man.
like, how do they have cartoon characters near real people?
Yeah.
What the heck?
I used to watch that all the time as a kid, but whenever the villain was revealed, Christopher Lloyd's character, I was like, no, I can't watch it. He's too creepy.
Yeah.
Because he had big buck teeth as well. It was just like, ugh. He's playing it too damn serious. But
And then they remade that film a few years ago.
they did.
No, not Roger Rabbit, but they had the basketball movie with cartoon
Space
characters,
Jam.
Space Jam.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. Nah. I seriously, this is a childhood favorite, man. Even when I was a kid, I didn't understand the science involved. I was always hooked to the screen because every scene is just somewhat entertaining, whether it's a joke here or a physical bit of comedy there, or like even the music score that just like brings your attention straight back to what's happening. And of course, Doc being an over the top kind of character. It's just-
And even the funny parts are like timeless funny parts.
yeah, for sure.
Like where he's just some of his facial reactions was like, just like, huh? Yeah.
And it's one of those films. If you ever like choose to watch it thoroughly again, you'll notice little differences. Like when we first get established to the shopping mall, it's called Twin Pines Mall. Mida goes back in time, destroys one of the pines. When he goes back to present day to try and save Doc, he approaches that same sign, and it's now called Lone Pine Mall. Little details like that, man, that you miss on like the first cue because it's like gone past like that. But yeah, man, this film will always be a classic, and I hope to Christ they never remake them.
Oh, they will though. I don't even have to knock on wood. It just seems like something.
They shouldn't. Some things are just leave
Just leave it
be.
alone.
Yeah, they'll tarnish the legacy.
They've tarnished too many things already.
Look at Star Wars, for Christ's sakes. How much of that is just so overbloated now of Star Wars material, man? It's like it used to be golden, and now it's just like the leftover turd.
I know. Whenever you hear Star Wars, it's like the
what now?
great of the great. Now, when you hear Star Wars, it's like, oh.
Yeah, man, it's just too much. Just leave it as it is. You don't need to remake perfection. And if I have to, I can't make a movie perfect. I can't. No such film exists. 10 out of 10. But this trilogy, I will go right now and say this trilogy is perfect. 10 out of 10 for me. That's more than Lord of the Rings. All right, you know how much of a Lord of the Rings fan I am. All right, I will say this trilogy is more perfect than Lord of the Rings.
Shit.
That's saying something.
So that's probably the best trilogy ever.
Yes,
You'd
it
say.
is. For me, it definitely is. I feel like for a lot of people, they all say the same thing. Yeah.
I don't remember the third movie too much, but was that also? I remember that was nowhere near as good as the second one or the first one.
They have. I feel the first and the third they have a very similar flavor in terms of the premise. Same kind of rhythm. There's an issue to be established. They basically have a week to get everything organized to solve the problem. It's set in the West. So we got the 50s. The next one, it goes into the future and back to present day. And then they said, let's turn it to the Old West. So there's different varieties. The second one for me is the best of the trilogy. That's me personally. Most people will say this one is because it's the original. But I just love the second one. They turn the gears into 6 because they want to showcase the chaos that can be involved when you screw up with time.
Yes.
And the second one exemplifies that beautifully.
I haven't watched these movies in so long that I got 1 and 2 mixed up quite a lot.
There you go.
That they were going back in time, and I'm like, wait, but didn't he go in a hoverboard? And I swear that was the first one, right? The
No.
hoverboard was the OG, but it's not. It's the second movie.
The thing is, you are going to have that question answered when you watch the second one. I'm not going to give anything more. But yeah, you'll probably understand why you got that confused with the first one.
Okay.
If I have only one small thing to dislike about this, and it's not so much disliking, it's just a really weird narrative beat, is we've built up this heightened thing of Biff being the adversary to George, the catalyst adversary to Marty, you know, the hurdle to overcome. George does that beautifully. He stands up for Lorraine, who, you know, for a film that was PG, we're literally seeing a sexual assault happen, and it's played off for like a little light laughter. It gets away with it because the whole film is in that same beat. George basically saves the day, wins Lorraine's heart. And it's a great moment to see George finally stand up for himself and become confident and be the man that Lorraine saw in Marty. Straight after that, they're on the dance floor, and he gets bullied again by some character that we haven't even met in the movie.
I think he stuffed this up.
I know, especially with him.
Oh, yeah. The ultimate nerd.
The ginger with braces.
I've seen that kid.
He's been in a few things.
Yeah.
He's most first popular with a character called Hans Pinocchio from The Burbs. That's all it took.
Dork.
Nerd.
But, okay.
You know, the ginger with the braces. That to me was a weird shit.
Yeah, it was a bit off-putting.
Yeah.
I was too busy just laughing at how goofy he was. That was hilarious, but it was out of left field.
Like, if you're going to have that character, establish him earlier. Because all of a sudden he's like, scram, McFly. It's like, was he meant to be someone was supposed to know earlier in the film? I feel like it probably was deleted scenes of this weird bully who's got ginger and braces. Like, how's he the bully?
Yeah, like, we need to put this guy. This guy's father's worth $1 billion. We need to fit this guy in there. But yeah, that was completely useless.
Yeah, I feel like they could have just had George struggling to take the next step, which is kiss Lorraine, because that's the biggest challenge. You know, you got rid of Biff, but the next hurdle would be to actually, you know, lose the butterflies in his stomach and kiss Lorraine. They could have just played on that, where he's struggling and hesitating, and didn't need to have Ginger Brace come in out of nowhere. That was a weird shift, and it's the only thing I could probably take a little away.
They could have had a lot more of a moment there in the film instead of him kind of ruining
I'm like they could have had him, but establish him. Like that's the first time and the last time we see him in the film.
Yeah,
you know, like if we're gonna have him be this character who will just shove him off and try and take Lorraine away from him, have him earlier in the film. Have him as George's bully instead of Biff. But that still wouldn't have made sense because we still needed Biff to be like a big presence. So yeah, just that to me was just the weirdest offbeat. It's, I don't know, it's difficult to describe. It's like you know the rules to rugby, all right? You've watched the game a million times, you've seen it all before, and halfway through a game, all of a sudden the ref goes rubber ducky, and then apparently there's a new rule where everyone has to wear rubber ducky on the head. That to me is what the ginger brace feels like in this film. It just seems so out of place because it was just all of a sudden is an obstacle for George to overcome like that. To me, it just yeah.
No, I get how everything was so well put together, but that part was like what?
Yeah,
like unnecessary. I see it as like it's just so unnecessary.
Because I'm just going, who is this guy? Why is he all of a sudden this big like deal? You know, that he would just say, scram, McFly. It's like, I need to know what his actual relationship is to George for this to be any big deal.
Right, or does he even know, at least does he know Biff at all?
Yeah.
Or something like that. But no, he's like...
He is definitely someone Biff would beat on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like...
Yeah, dude, he's like the ultimate dork.
I know, it just seems so out of place.
And not only it's out of place, he's out of place. Wouldn't it be another like high school bully?
Yeah.
Not some wrangle with braces.
Yeah.
That was just...
Why couldn't it have been one of Biff's other henchmen, you know, who didn't get chased off by the music band? You know, someone that we have seen before in the film. But no, it was just this random kid. And yeah, so that was like the only thing. The rest of the film doesn't ruin that moment for me, and that's just me nitpicking at something I need to show negative towards.
Well, since we're nitpicking, my only nitpick would be maybe it's not even. It's my personal nitpick is I feel like they were foreshadowing which you got to do. They were foreshadowing a lot, but a lot of events happen in a very short span of time.
Okay.
Like McFly getting hit by the car was the same time, like only a few days or a week before the lightning incident happens.
Right.
Was
Everything
there
seemed to
another
happen within this like little moment in time. There was
Yeah.
some special significance. Yeah, fair
And
enough.
Marty like just had enough time to get to each place. But I get it. A movie has to have a story.
Yeah.
And even if it's over, but yeah, it just seemed a bit too
Convenient? Fair enough. I can understand that.
Yeah, and like in the beginning is like, oh, this happened and oh, this happened because of this,
Yeah.
and like the foreshadowing, I feel like it was a bit too much.
This iconic moment in history just happened to be the same week when you and
Yeah.
your husband, your father, got together. I was like, okay.
It's like when you exposition dump, but it's not exposition dump. It's lore dumping or something.
Well, it's establishment, right?
Established
Lore
dumping. It's
establishment,
a bit too on the nose for me.
All right, fair enough.
But yeah, I mean, you gave it a 10. I'll probably give it like a. Oh, I mean, it's hard to not give
I'll give it a 9. Solid 9.
a solid 9.
Yeah.
Movie 1. Okay.
Yes. The trilogy's a 10. Undoubtedly. A fucking 10 out of 10. But yeah, I'll give the
that's-
first one a 9.
Physically impossible, Mitch, because you have to give one of the movies an 11 for that to make sense.
Maybe it'll be the second one. Who knows?
See, in this whole classics reviews, every movie we're going to do is like if it a more over a 7. Everything's going to be an 8 or 9 or a 10.
You never know, man. Like, sometimes, like, really? This is a classic? Really? Why is this a classic?
Right, you know what? We should probably one day do classics that we don't know why it's a classic, but it's just a classic.
Yeah, there's
Or maybe even do something like, in the 50s and 60s is like, why does everyone love this movie so much? And then maybe we'll hate it. And then
Questionable
it's like,
classics.
questionable classics, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'll give this movie a 9.5. I'm right with you. Like, it's so hard to dislike it.
Yeah.
It's just for everyone. It's for families. Oh, it's like the perfect family movie. Like when this was on, when you're 10 years old,
Yeah.
and this is back when we were 90s kids, and then the only time you could watch a movie was on the weekends, unless you bought DVDs.
VHSs at the time.
We'd never had VHSs. My dad was always like, "Oh, mate, it's a waste of money. Bloody put the money on the mortgage, mate." And we didn't have any CDs or anything. We had like Celine Dion, Elvis Presley,
Elvis.
and one Ba-dum-ba-dum-ba. He's a pretty popular guy, and he played that over and over and over. He only had 3 CDs.
Wow.
Besides that, we had nothing. So we'd only watch movies on the weekends. So
Yep.
anytime this is on, I'll watch it. But it's different every time. When you're older, it's entertaining the same way as when you're a kid, but you learn a bit more
Yeah.
about everything that's gone on. Like in the end of the movie, I had no idea last time. I remember I was confused and I was asking, I think Andre, I'm like, what? Why's Marty there again? What's that note? So what's the significance of the note?
Those little details. I mean,
Those little
fair enough.
details.
When you're a kid, you don't pay attention to all the details. And that's, to me, why I argue that this film is still... Because there's a lot of visual cues for children to understand. It's not dumbed down, but at the same time, it's not overly intelligent. It's like somewhere in the middle.
It's somewhere in the middle. Yeah.
It's just... Yeah, it's a very colourful film too.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah,
Like, it's just like it just ticks all the boxes of like drawing your attention to it, one way or another.
yeah. It makes me feel kind of bad how crap it is. A lot of things are crap now compared to then. Like fashion was so much better. The music was great. All the cars were good. All the people seemed like cheery. Fair enough. Most of it was on sets.
Yeah.
But and when we look back at that time, it's mainly from movies, and movies depict it in the in a heightened way.
Yeah, the pretty way.
Or the best of its time.
Yeah.
I wonder in 50s time, people are going to make movies about 2020s. They're probably just going to have broccoli heads on TikTok.
I'm insecure. I need to hate on something.
And complaining about you getting you say, "Oh, excuse me, lady, you dropped your wallet." Like that. That's how.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's difficult, and the sad truth is everything's documented these days. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes ignorance can be bliss, even though it's a pretty critical thing to think about. Yeah, I just hope you're wrong in terms of like they ever remake this film. If they do, it has to be completely different. It can't be the same concept. All right, like don't have the car, don't have it set with like Doc and all that. Just bottom line, just don't
Refresh
freaking do
it.
it.
Yeah, refresh it. Like Back to the Future, how many movies have done that sort of thing? Has there been many where they go to the future? That there's a lot of time travel movies.
There's a lot, and you'd be surprised a lot just fly under your radar.
Right.
Like this definitely triggered a lot in the 80s. Like you got Bill and Ted, which had like the freaking time traveling body.
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Hot Tub Time Machine, which has George McFly in it as a reference. He plays the character that had the his arms chopped off.
I haven't watched that.
Right.
I don't really.
There's a recurring character. I think he's like a ballet employee, and they're always talking about like, how did he lose his arms? And every time they use the time machine, they go back into a different time period where they see him with his arms, and he's in funny scenarios where it looks like he's gonna lose him. Like he's holding on to a window with like a guillotine. It's like, oh, this is it, but it doesn't happen. And then like the elevator goes out, so he's climbing out of it. Oh, this is it, but it never happens. And when it does happen, it's like the most like very mediocre way of doing it. That was George McFly as a reference to time traveling.
What else?
The soundtrack.
Yes.
Dude, that soundtrack is one of the greats. It's in the top 5 ever. The second you hear it, you know what you're listening to. And I don't know, it's done in a way.
I get confused between Jurassic Park and this one.
Oh, really?
No, whenever I hear this song, I'm like, oh, Jurassic Park.
Okay.
It's like, that's Back to the Future. I was like, oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Look, that to me that's funny, but at the same time, you obviously did not grow up watching film as thoroughly as me.
Oh, I know.
And I understand that. But yeah, Jurassic Park.
Dun, 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 dun. Dinosaurs going. Well, that's kind of what I picture. Or Land Before Time.
Land Before Time, man. Talk about a tearjerker. Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna have to listen to Jurassic Park and Back to the Future now.
Wait, you put them side by side? It's like, oh my god,
He's right.
It's a perfect match. Soundtrack, it looked beautiful. It was just so intense. Like they did really well, like making the mood, like the like all the obstacles they had to go through. You really felt you were there with them.
Yeah.
And you were like in the edge of your seat.
I think that's another thing.
And you felt the heights of like you got to get this shit done, buddy,
Yeah.
or like the whole future's destroyed.
Yeah, exactly. Your existence literally becomes non-existent. And I feel like it's an approach a lot of films don't really do anymore. It's like the hurdles within the hurdles. Like 9 times out of 10 movies these days, there's a big problem. We have to face that big problem. There's never like setbacks or hesitation or like alternating plans to achieve that goal, which this film does perfectly. You know, the goal is simple. We got to get Marty McFly back in time. We know when it happens. Cool. What's the problem? All these other interlooping problems that need to realign before that main goal could be set. Mm-hmm. And in an attempt to do it, you're just creating 2 more problems to fix the one. You know, there's no better visual example than Doc hanging on the freaking clock tower, man. It's like, all right, his goal, relink the cable. How many things could you have thrown at him as an obstacle to achieve that goal? 1, he's asked to go up to climb the freaking tower. 2, he's hanging off it. He's clumsy. He reconnects one side of it only for the other to detach. You know, it's just like, one more problem after another, after another, after another. It's just like, I wish I could go back in time, pun intended, to see that sequence for the first time and to know how I actually would have responded in terms of anxiety. Because
You don't remember watching the first time?
I was too young, you know. I mean, this was like spoon-fed to me when I was like 4 years old. You know, like I was watching this movie before I even realized what the hell it was, and then I grew into it. And I was like, I want to watch that again. You know, this was like religion, going to see Back to the Future every Friday for us, and like, so it was just imprinted in my mind. I basically know the film word for word. I could have spelled the whole movie out.
Oh,
for
really?
you.
Jeez.
It doesn't bother me, man. I just love embracing this stuff, man. It just sit back and just be entertained for like 2 hours, and there's no more bigger examples than Back to the Future, and it's always going to be my top 10 favorites of all time.
Franchises or top 10?
Both.
Both, yeah.
Yeah. Back to the Future 2 is definitely probably in my top 5. Again, just simply because of the amount of chaos that spurs from it.
What else?
Jinx.
Man, I know, like, usually we finish his videos and that night I'll be laying there going, oh, I forgot to mention this.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh, I could have edited this in with that. It would have been so good, but we talked about the soundtrack. We talked about the style, the music. Music and soundtrack, the same shit. Talked about all the confusion with the time travel stuff.
Yeah, the reference, the in
All
jokes.
the characters. Oh, man, Marty, like... I just remember him running a lot, and he does it.
Okay.
He should have been a gene model. I'm telling you. Just he's so light on his foot. I wonder if was he an athlete or something. He's like the Tom Cruise runner of the 80s.
I think he was just young and energetic, man. Like, again, he made this movie on the back of doing his TV show. He never had any time to himself. He never even had time to sleep half the time. He was reading one script one day for the TV show and then reading new redrafts for Back to the Future the next. You know?
Yeah, him and Doc were such a perfect,
they're great.
one of the greatest duos ever.
Yeah. And again, it's like I want to know their backstory, but you don't need to know their backstory to believe these two somehow like are interconnected. It doesn't make sense on a visual cue. Like this young kid who's still in high school would hang out with like this middle-aged scientist, because it's not like Marty's a nerd. He definitely comes across more as a cool kid, that like would prefer to break the rules and all that, let alone be interested in science. But somehow their duality works. How and why, I don't know.
It would have been a Doc's kind of incentive to stay with friends with him because he knew everything that was going to happen up to that exact point.
That validates you basically saying that it's the loop, and Doc has been self-aware the entire time.
Yeah, and now I'm just curious: has it always happened, or is that the first time? And now I'm like, I like to like.
There would have to be a first time, right? Like that's
the thing with time travel. It's like it kind of goes to infinite time. It's like there is no time basically with time travel. Because time doesn't exist, it keeps going forever.
It still doesn't make sense to me because if you're saying things in the past are what provoke things in the future, or things in present day are what provoke things in the past, like there had to have been at some point where Doc came up with the idea on his own about the invention of time travel, right?
I think maybe the last iteration he hit his head. And probably Marty was like doing something else at that time, and then 30s in the future, the next time it happens, then Marty goes and tells him about. Maybe every 30 years it's happened slightly differently. But yeah, like that versions of Doc was he hit his head and he's like a light bulb came up, and that's how we learnt about it. But then the next iteration, he hit his head and maybe he didn't. Because you saw the marks on his head, but he didn't really think about the time. It's like, he was supposed to know about the time travel by then. Like,
well, he did. He had the paperwork. He wrote down the diagram. But the fact that here's Marty basically saying on the exact same day, there's plot convenience for you, because Doc wrote that time in. Remember that on the very same day that he thought of time travel, here comes Future Boy explaining that he came in a time machine that he invented.
Yeah. But Doc didn't want to say that. Maybe Doc kind of had to hold his words when telling Marty that. He's like, I hit my head and a light bulb went off. Or he could have said, you came from the future 30 years ago and told me about time travel. So maybe it was him trying to save Marty's brain or something.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. You could be going on.
Again, you keep thinking about it. Yeah, it's best not to.
But, that's our review, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
If you want to buy my...
Self-advertising.
I'm playing.
Go get yourself a Tower Burger.
Yeah.
That's it. So, we'll be
We definitely can't do another one next week. We'll be
correct.
We'll
We're
be
gonna
so busy.
We will be busy
you'll
the
be-
next 2 weeks. Well, it'll be a big weekend coming, and then hopefully we can break up. So yeah.
We're gonna shoot the short film.
Yeah, now I'm self-advertising. Our short film is going to be coming into effect called Therapy. Might throw up a poster. No, don't, because it's AI. I gotta get a proper photo shoot with the actress when she arrives. Yeah, so that'll be a film that's going to go into circulation very soon. It's certainly not going to be a wholesome experience as Back to the Future, and you cannot compare. Yeah, it's a project that I've been thinking about for a while, plus a few others, and in the words of Doc, what the hell? I just decided to say I'm going to get these pumped out this year because there's no time like the present. So, yeah, we'll be keeping you updated on that as our reviews and all that go along. And, yeah, I might even make a trailer for it to throw up on our page.
All right. And yeah, you can buy my Resistance bands. Go to our website, whatifilms.com.au, if you want to buy a subscription service.
You're commandeering the film website already.
No, I'm playing. We're working on something.
Yeah.
We're working on a few things, actually.
Yeah, we're definitely doing a juggle act at the moment.
We're juggling. But the short film is on the lead of
That's
the way.
primal, for
That's
sure.
prime. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next time on Jibbies.
See you in the future. Or in the past. I'm gone.